forgot my camera strap. So, a lot of weight right here. When I was in New York, I'd be walking around with something like this. I had the Sigma 35 in New York though. And after like 2-3 days, I started to get this strain in my shoulder, and like, I really had to stop carrying my camera. I had to use my other cameras, smaller, lighter cameras. So, what it do, YouTube? I guess we can call this an updated video of the Canon EOS 1N, another review or whatever. My first video, first camera review got a lot of hate. A lot of people was talking a whole lot of mess, but it don't matter. I'm gonna show y'all what this camera do. Spend a little bit more time with it, maybe like 8-10 months more. Shot a lot more rolls getting through New York, so stay tuned. Best film stock for the money. I don't care what nobody talking about. We Team Fuji on this side. Yike. Locked and loaded. Let's go. So, my fault. My dumbass was just running. So, this camera, built like a tank, you know? Flagship model, 1994. I forget the actual price. I think it was somewhere near $2,500 at the time of release. But with inflation, comes out to about $6,500. If it were to be brand new, with today's prices, of course, which isn't too far off a 1DX Mark II or Mark III, something like that. Wowzers! So, got the 17 to 40 f4L lens, zoom lens. Want the wide angle for the landscape. Y'all heard me! Yeah, Canon, the EOS one is an EF mount lens. I believe they started the EF mount in 87 or 89, don't recall, but it's cool. I got a lot of newer glass I can apply to this camera. So bear that in mind if you're looking to pay for this camera. Buy one of these. I think retail, they go for, or not retail, excuse me. I think used, the market's somewhere near the 200 range, give or take 50 bucks. I got this one, but a year and some change ago for $90. It's like 100 shipped. I got a great deal. It's crazy. The girl who sold this to me, her grandfather gave her this camera, and her grandfather was like a professional photographer. Well, it's really starting to ring. Yeah, professional photographer or whatever. And she sold this thing for like 90 bucks. Hey, if you're seeing this video, I'm not talking shit about you, but you know, you kind of fucked up. Yeah, so I think if you can get this for about 200, 250, even 300, you're sitting pretty, especially if you got the glass for it, the L glass, or you know, maybe you got an art series lens, things like that. So especially with film, I'm not one to render my film to make it look digital. I'm sure you've seen it throughout. If you checked out my channel or maybe my Instagram, I'm gonna plug that right here. So follow me on Instagram if you don't already follow me. Anyway, yeah, great camera, great deal. Let's continue. So let's talk about some of the specs of this camera right here. Again, like I said, previous EF mount. I've got this extended battery bottom bullshit, as you've seen me mention in previous videos, i.e. the first video I did. Yeah, kind of like a regular camera. I don't want to hold this open too long because you know, it's raining and shit, and I'm a whole dumbass. But goes all the way to 1/8,000 of a second, and as you can see, all the way down to 30 seconds. I'm pretty sure there's a bulb mode in there somewhere. Maybe it's in these settings, these dials over here. Again, takes 35 mil film, You've got this aperture wheel, as you can see right here. It's got a hot shoe mount, which is great. Yeah, shutter button is a little sensitive. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but if you press this button, the screen will turn blue. I'll probably insert that. Oh, my fault. This button right here, the screen will turn blue. Yeah, this is how you switch through modes. They stay in manual. You press these two buttons here at the same time, change the ISO. I'm shooting at 400, I'm shooting at box speed. You can change it to the, I guess, exposure compensation. I used to do 1/3 under for exposure because I like the underexposed look, but now I just, you know, yeah, I purposely shoot a stop or so under. Mode, bulb. I don't know what this mode is. If you know what this mode is right here, please drop it in the comments. Let me know if you have this camera or you're looking to get this camera, because I haven't done a lot of research for this camera. So anyway, you got TV, which is aperture priority or shutter priority? It's shutter priority, because you have the AV, which is aperture priority. Yeah, that's for all you gear whores out there. You know, I've done this trail so many times that it's hard for me to find a composition on what to shoot. I don't want to be like some of these other photographers, some of these other film photographers, taking a picture of the ground or taking a picture of a bush like this, and y'all see that and you're like, wow, like that's hella cool. Like, no, bro, like push these boundaries. This shit is not gonna catch focus, bro. So one thing that sucks about an older camera, even though this is a flagship model, is that sometimes it does not catch focus. Now maybe that might depend on the glass, but this glass is pretty efficient if you ask me. As you can see in the background, a whole lot of fog or mist or clouds or whatever, and it's kind of soft. Even at eye point, it's kind of soft, so it's hard to catch focus. And I've never really gotten any pictures after the fact that were blurry, like let's say missed focus and caught behind, or at least I haven't that I recall. So it's just one of those things to bear in mind. You might have some trouble. It's like shooting in the dark, you know, trying to find a focus. If you're great at manually focusing, you know, you're not gonna have any problems. But yeah, that's kind of a chore for me. I doubt anybody out there is trying to be a sports photographer shooting film because of how expensive film is. But if you're looking for a recommendation with slower glass but a longer length, like a 70 to 200 or something along those lines, maybe a 75 to 300, the like shitty version, I guess, of the L series lens, I can't give that to you. I only use shorter focal lengths. Longest I've used on here was like an 85, if I'm being honest. But then again, who's shooting film like that? Yo, you got mad money, bro. You might as well just shoot some digital stuff. Wowzers! Just reached the halfway point. Stopped shooting because, well, there wasn't much scenery. It was a lot of hills and shit. It's gonna be this one grand view about a 1/10 of a mile from here. Maybe another 10-minute walk, I'll show it. But in all likelihood, won't be able to see it because of the clouds. Didn't anticipate the clouds to be this heavy. We anticipated rain, but I guess, you know, given the how high we are, we're about 1,700 feet up, maybe 1,800 feet up. So probably sitting up in the clouds. I thought the clouds would sit a little bit higher. I was wrong. So we'll see how it goes. Really excited. Hopefully it gets a little shittier. Hopefully it starts to rain a little bit more. Yeah, I'm on my real David Goggins shit right now. So. Call it the fountain of knowledge? No? No. Alright. So we just reached the highest point of this trail. And I'm gonna pull my camera back out. So probably should have kept it out, but again I didn't bring my camera strap, which kind of sucks. Again, I didn't want that strain because that shit hurted. You know it's hurt, but if you don't know, I'm referencing that Vine or whatever. Yo, it's getting mad. Like I said, you know, this is kind of irresponsible to do. Don't try this at home. Or obviously, you know, well, I don't know, you might be at home because of the COVID-19, but, you know, don't try this wherever you go out. Eyes lightning, letting up. And, you know, I'm big buddy like a lineman, so I'm going to check to make sure real quick. All right, I'm straight. Started shooting the cell phone because I'm not gonna lie, I might sit here and cap like my shit is built like a my shit is built like a tank, but it's really not. And I could give a fuck about this cell phone. So plus I got an auto box on it. I'm gonna keep my camera in the bag, and I'm gonna shoot a couple digital files. I guess I'll throw them in this video. Gonna head down into the jungle or the Guns N' Roses. It's probably gonna be a lot more wet, so I'm gonna throw on the ACG. Try and keep me dry, you feel me? Gore-Tex Flex. Yikes. So because it started really raining, as you can see, there's mad mud on this trail. Yeah, we all slipping and sliding and dipping and diving. Decided to just run with this $15 point and shoot we picked up. So I don't mess up my camera. Yeah, here's the rest of those photos. So I just got home. My bag got super wet, super rainy, slipped like 6 times. I cut my finger. Yeah, nasty little cut for a slip that wasn't even that serious, but hey, what can you do? Anyway, I just wanted to point out that since my bag got super wet, my camera got super wet too. I just took off the battery, and I wiped it down right now, but it's like, you can tell right here, let me You can see a little bit of a water mark right here, but for the most part, this thing is solid as a tank. There was barely any water that got through. That $15 point and shoot camera that I bought, I told you all about in the video, didn't even get through the whole roll because it got so wet it just froze up, and we pretty much RIP'd that camera. So the camera's pretty much, you know, done. You can see there was a little bit of water, but it wasn't anything serious. Didn't hit any contact points. Again, I'll show you right here. A little bit of water, nothing serious. So if you're looking for a tank of a camera, a tank of a film camera, if you're doing extreme stuff like I do, I would definitely recommend it. If you're a professional photographer looking to get back into film photography as a hobby, looking to do some extreme stuff, again, I would definitely recommend it. Again, pricing, I'd say if you're paying $300 or under, you're probably still winning. I know Canon or K&H in New York, they're still selling this thing, or they're selling this thing for like $500, which is crazy. I'm not paying $500 for it. If you can get it for $300, I'd pretty much say I'd suggest to push between like the 175 to 225 range. You get it there, you're getting a great deal. Shoot super fast. I'm not gonna fire off the shutter because, you know, I've still got a roll of film in here. I didn't finish it. Never finished the roll, but that's because I wasn't trying to, you know, mess up my baby. Again, updated camera review. Hopefully, you know, y'all stop hating on me and I do a little bit more. I'll show a little bit more in this video. So I'm not sure what else would be wanting to be mentioned. Yeah, talk about all the dials, flagship model. You press 2 buttons at the same time. You want a different operation. Guess I'll touch on this really fast. Bottom one sound, bottom was auto or on, and then you got your rewind button. Again, you can get this without this, and you'll just place the batteries right here in the shaft, or you can get it with this, and they'll come out, etc. Aperture on and off. Yeah. Buy the camera. You looking at it, go buy it. You know what you're doing. Follow me on Instagram. Again, you know, check the link in the description. I'm gonna start posting more photos and stuff. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. You know the vibes. Peace.